Glad to get another win here at home. I thought the crowd was great. It's getting a little better, I think, with each game. There seems to be some excitement growing on campus, which is great for these guys. I know they enjoy playing in front of more fans. Disappointing first half, no question about it. Giving up 45 points is way too many, and we've been playing better defense than that. So that's all we talked about in the locker room at halftime. We made a couple defensive adjustments in terms of switching screens, which I thought worked really well against them. And then the other thing we continue to stress as a team is the importance of moving the ball on offense and letting it come back and making the defense move before we do one-on-one type of moves. And we've got some guys that are really good one-on-one on the ball and can get by their guys, but we're going to have a much better chance of winning, a much higher percentage chance of creating opportunities if we do it within the team framework. I thought in the second half we did a better job of that, and I thought Jihad, specifically the last 12 minutes, really gave us some composure and some focus on offense to do the right thing and play the right way.
It just seemed like you played uphill pretty much that entire first half and the beginning of the second half until it turned. How did it flip?
Well, I felt the same way. Some nights things aren't going your way. Some of that's on us. We weren't playing the right way, and you're going to feel like you're in mud or you're going uphill, whatever analogy you want to use. If you're not playing the right way, you're not using the strength of your numbers. You're not using the strength of the system. It's going to feel like you're going against the grain. And that's what I think we talked about differently. Like if we can use our offense and play the right way, it's going to start to be easier. We're going to start going downhill a little bit more. And that was the focus at halftime. I thought we did not a perfect job, but a better job in the second half of doing that.
The points. This time you didn't necessarily get in the paint, but this time you got it from the outside. You shot better with the three as the game went along and hit some big ones down the stretch that got you back in the game, tied the game, and then eventually allows you to, as you say, play downhill.
And a lot of those threes were inside out.
Yeah.
And by that I mean the ball got into the paint either through penetration or off a rebound, and then it got kicked back out. Those generally go down at a high clip because those aren't necessarily contested, and those are feet set threes. And Jihad made a couple passes to open three-point shooters, and that was the difference in the game. And I think Jihad's willingness just to recognize what we need at what point in the game was a big difference tonight. And however he's got to hurt you, however he's got to beat you, he's going to do it. If that means he's got an advantage one-on-one, he's going to take it. If that means he can create for other guys, he's going to do it. And the more guys you have playing that way, the better you're going to be.
Jihad, was this a physical game on the block?
This was a very physical game. I felt like they did a good job of trying to keep me off the glass, but I know one of my roles is to rebound for this team.
Loyola, another team that beat you last year, and then you beat them again this year. How are you kind of going into the game plan for each game, and how you're able to keep beating the teams that you struggled with last year?
Well, I think the first thing is to put the games that you've won or lost behind you and treat each game uniquely because each game is different and it presents a different challenge. We've played, our last 4 games have been different types of teams. That's part of the rewarding part. We've beaten a team that was skilled and spaced the floor and cut back door a bunch. We've beaten 2 of those. We've beaten a team like LIU who was really physical, came into our place and tried to intimidate us even before the game started. We beat them. And now we beat a team who I think was a little bit of both. They had some skill, had some toughness, and jumped on us right away. We came back with 16 points. So we're winning differently each night. We're making mistakes, but we're able to win games and still, be able to make up for those mistakes.
Ryan, how did you keep it together? As it looked like the game was getting away, how did you keep it together? How did you keep the guys on the floor together to make this thing eventually turn the way it did?
In the beginning of the game, I think we weren't making the right plays, and when I was out in foul trouble, I kept looking up at the clock and the score, and I was thinking as long as we can hang around, once everyone starts making the right plays, we make adjustments. I knew we were going to make a run in the second half, and that's what happened. We got some energy going. People started making shots. We were making the right plays, and I just kept faith in that and just kept running the offense, kept trying to move the ball, and everything worked out.
How do you keep up the up-tempo, the upbeat kind of motivated nature when you're falling behind and it gets to a point where it's 16 and it looks kind of out of hand?
It's hard. That's the most difficult thing for me. I've got a positive staff. I love my guys. I'm not a screamer and yeller, so that's not my nature to begin with. But that's the struggle. I've got to try and demonstrate that so that they stay positive as well, because they're going to emulate what they see out of the coaching staff. So I try to do my best. I think these guys were really good tonight, and I think they both can play better. Like, they're not shooting a high enough percentage for us to win big games, and I think some of that's because we've got to make the ball move more, and I think we'll shoot higher percentages. But that aside, I think that they're bringing a calmness to us, and they're providing that leadership when things don't go right. We don't make them worse. You know, we stay calm and we stay relatively even keeled. And these two guys have been here a long time, so you need guys like that.
Jahab, was that locker room noisy when you got there after the first half, or was it a calm, we just got to do things, this is what we need to do to get it back together again?
It was calm, because we knew what we had to do. We know we started off flat, and like Ryan said before and Coach said, we knew we had to make adjustments, and you know, the one thing that we all try to work on as a team is just staying positive and being composed, because when things don't go your way, you know, the